Seth wants to be cleared. I'm sure Chris and Katie do too. And we'll dive into that because I think that's an interesting conversation. I think that is a very interesting topic because there's a lot that kind of goes into whether people are cleared or not. My personal opinion is, well, I'll tell you that here in a bit. So I also heard, I heard JLR's video the other day, and it was talking about Seth's devices, that they hadn't been returned. And I can tell you that all of Seth's devices that he owns has been returned, although they had kept, I believe they have kept Sebastian's Switch. And that's the only thing that hasn't been returned as of yet, from what I understand. Okay, so it seems pretty typical police work 101. They collect devices, they go through the devices, they dump the devices, all of that. And you got to understand that from what we know, that there have been no search warrants required, maybe at the landfill. But, whoever's responsible for this cannot be on the defensive with the police and be asking, well, you're going to have to get a search warrant because I'm not letting you in to my house. Okay, well, I mean, as an American, or as just American laws go, that they have every right to do that. However, it wouldn't be advantageous of somebody who is missing a child for that to happen. And I completely understand people, because law enforcement, and I got to tell you, and I'm not a law enforcement expert. I don't know anything about law enforcement. I don't know I don't know how they're operating. I've seen other cases. Be confusing, but with some direction. This is his directionlessness. This is directionlessness at level 10. It is a boat with no rudder. It's a canoe with no paddle. It's crazy. And they leave everybody hanging in the balance, including Seth and Chris and Katie as well. But here's the difference between Seth Rogers and Chris and Katie Proudfoot. Sebastian was in the custodial, that was their the custody, the custodial custody. He was with them. He was with them. They were the ones in charge. Now, if you go back and listen to the sheriff or sheriff deputy talking about, look, we don't have any evidence. We don't have any evidence of an abduction. You don't? No. Okay. Do you have any evidence that he ran away? No. Any evidence of a crime? No. Any evidence that there wasn't a crime? No. Do you have any suspects? No. Have you cleared anybody? No. No to all of them. No to every single one of them. Just flat out, no. Nothing, nothing positive, nothing negative, just a lot of no's. We don't know what happened. And that very well could be the truth, and that's probably a bit closer to the truth. I don't know many 15-year-olds that get kidnapped. I'm sure it happens. I don't know that many cases that something like that has happened. However, you have Seth going on Court TV with Tony and talking about how he's not cleared. But I'll tell you this. How's he going to be cleared if he's not a suspect? How's he going to be cleared if they're not investigating him? There's nothing to clear. Now they say that, and that's another thing when you hear the sheriff deputy talk, and he says, "Well, we have no evidence of a crime, but we haven't cleared anybody." So in those words, with his own words, does that mean that you do have suspects that you can clear? Is that something that, am I misinterpreting that? If you have no suspects, how can you clear anybody? Nobody's cleared. Okay, these are semantics. This is a wordplay. Semantics. He's not cleared. They're not cleared, but they're not suspects. We have no indication of a crime, but we don't have indication that there wasn't a crime. A lot of double talk. I can assure you that the people that need to be concerned about being cleared would be the people that live in that house where Sebastian went missing. If you want to argue with me about that, then that's fine. I got nothing to talk to you about. If you don't understand that, we're never going to see eye to eye.